They say to be successful on YouTube, you either need to be the best or the first. Well, I know I'm never going to be the best, but I may just be the first video to talk about this lathe right here, the Southbend 1012F. Variable speed, 14 by 40 tool room lathe. This is something I've been wanting to get in my shop for a while now. I've got a manual mill, but I never had a manual lathe in my shop. And there's been times where I could really use a manual lathe. And I also have my FFL 07, and we're gonna start chambering rifle barrels, threading muzzles, doing various gunsmithing type operations. And I wanted to get a decent lathe to perform some of those operations too. We went back and forth time and time again between higher end lathes that were in the $40,000 to $50,000 range, and that would be a wash-on. I really wanted a wash-on lathe. I know they're high quality machines built in South Korea, just excellent machines, but you know, it was cost prohibitive at this point in time, and the time it takes to get one of those machines, it just wasn't very appealing to me. So I decided on the Southbend from Grizzly Industrial. It is a Taiwanese lathe, and I think they're slightly better than the Grizzly branded lathes, which I believe are still made in China, and probably carry with it an extra cost due to tariffs. But this one came from Taiwan, so as of now I don't think there's any tariffs on Taiwan yet, but we won't get into that. But you know, I'm fortunate enough to live in the Springfield, Missouri area, and that is where Grizzly's, I believe it's Grizzly Industrial's main warehouse. So that was appealing to me because, you know, if I need a part for this thing, I can literally just drive 30 minutes or 40 minutes rather and get it that day. And if I need anything, Grizzly's there. And so that was kind of a deciding factor as well, just the availability of the parts, and you know, if I have questions or whatever. So, and plus I didn't have to pay any rigging fees or freight fees because I have a trailer, and I actually just went and picked this thing up and brought it home on my own trailer. I've got a forklift. It only weighs, I believe, a couple thousand pounds. It's not super heavy. Came on a big pallet. It was fairly easy to rig myself and set it in place. You know, if you don't have a forklift, you might have a little bit of trouble, but I'm sure you could figure it out. So that was another factor, you know, not having to pay all that freight. So this thing, as it sits, it was around $23,000, you know, out the door with tax and everything. And I got a 5% discount because I signed up for email alerts on their website and actually ordered it through the website for pickup in store. So yeah, I mean, so far I've got the power ran to it, and it came on. I'm still in the middle of the alignment phase and the setup and the initial run test, and I also have to do a break-in period and then go and change all the fluids that it needs. It takes a ISO 32 hydraulic fluid for the headstock and an ISO 68 for pretty much everything else, which is just standard whey oil. But anyway, it's a really tight machine. It's got 3 V's on the ways. You know, it just has a lot of really nice features that you would find on a more expensive machine, and they're right in that $20,000 range. And I think that's pretty reasonable for what you're getting with this machine. I did opt for the variable speed version. It's just 220 3-phase variable speed, and I've never ran a variable speed lathe, so it's kind of funky getting used to it, but I think I'm gonna like it, being able to adjust that speed on the fly. You know, they do offer a 13-inch heavy 13, and that was borderline. I was really looking into that one because it's a lot heavier machine and a lot more rigid, but I just went with this one because I will be using this for jobs as well as needed. You know, if I have a short run, or if I need to make, you know, a bushing or a pin or something like that, I mean, I'll be doing it right here. So, and who knows, in the future I may have a washi-on, and I would be willing to bet I'd still be the first video to do a washi-on review on a new washi-on, because there's none of those out there either. And let me know in the comments if you guys have seen any other reviews or videos about these newer Southbends from Grizzly, or any new manual lathe for that matter, because I just couldn't find anything. And even in the forums, people just really, I don't know if people just don't buy them, or if they buy them and they're just not talking about them or whatever. But I plan to do a video series on this machine, so stay with me. I might talk a little bit about how I did my setup, you know, leveling and alignment, and just the break-in procedure, just checking all the features out on it and making sure everything's cutting in line, and the head nod, and so on and so forth. I've been watching YouTube videos about how to align these things, because honestly I've never had a manual lathe of my own, and I've never set one up, so it's all new to me, and I'd like to, you know, document it and make videos, that way everybody else can kind of see, you know, about this machine. And you know, it might, you know, lead to one of you guys buying one too, because like I said, I went sight unseen. I always check YouTube for videos on things that I want to buy, and I know that's how most of us are, and it kind of sucks whenever somebody else hasn't done a video on it yet. So I'll try to fix that. So here we go.